computer. And everybody, welcome to Tips and Tools. We're going to go through some stuff tonight, but before we get started, totally honest, how many of you have experienced frustration with our new IT? Anybody besides me? Pretty much everybody that's worked with it has some frustration. So what I want to do for a moment is, oh, it's interesting. It just raised my hand without me asking to raise my hand. That's fascinating. Lower my hand. I didn't do that. Okay.
Technology.
So, yeah, it's anyway. So, and if you do have a question, put up your hand. I noticed that Tammy has her hand up, but I don't know if she is doing that on purpose or because she actually has a question. Tammy, do you have any questions? Because your digital hand is up.
When you said about frustration, so then that's when I put my hand up. I'm trying to take it off.
I meant your real hand, but since you're not on camera, so if you want to lower that hand so that if you do have a question, you can put your hand back up again. So I'll notice you. Great. Okay. So, but what I'd really love to do for a moment is, first of all, have everybody just take a deep breath. And if when you're on the phone for 2 hours waiting for Juice Plus to answer, or you've said that they will call you back and it's already been 24 hours and they haven't, I want you to take another deep breath because it's going to happen. And I'm going to explain a little bit what's happening in the office to tell you why it's happening. But before we actually start the call tonight, I would like just a few of you in 2 or 3 sentences, we don't have a lot of time, to tell me something you're grateful for, whether it's, and I would prefer it to be something in our Juice Plus world, something that you are grateful for. So anybody, just unmute yourself and talk. Heidi and then Kirsten.
Okay, I'm grateful for sideline support with our top leaders and corporate leaders like Stacey Whitmer and Candace Corson, Mitra Ray, Joy Kelly, all those wonderful, wonderful people.
Yeah, that's great. Leslie.
I'm grateful that Juice Plus has a track record and we know that they're working in our best interest. And, you know, there's going to be bumps, but they will figure it out and they'll get everything working smoothly.
I love that phrase, track record. And I love that you're thinking about sidelines, Heidi and Kirsten. You're going to have to unmute. Yeah.
I'm just grateful for our world-class product. I just really circled back around today and said, no matter what's going on in the whole digital world, we have a world-class product. And I took my Juice Plus and I'm so grateful for that.
And so what I want you to be thinking about is when you are waiting or frustrating, or you have a customer that's really angry with you. I, talked to somebody today and they were just angry. And so I want to talk about that, but that you stop and think about what you're grateful for. And, I love one of Brandon Barber's phrases is look for the good. That means looking for gratitude. Just look for the good in whatever is happening here, because eventually I really believe it's all going to be solved. So a couple things. The things that I'm hearing the most from people complaining, not only my partners, but on the 100 Club chat is, the length of time waiting on the phone, the fact that they say they'll call you back and they don't call you back in 2 or 3 hours. Sometimes it's 24 hours. I listened to a PMD Plus to say it was 48 hours, but when they finally got her, they solved every problem that she had, just saying. So, and what's happening, if you think about it in that back office is, they have so many backlog of emails and now so many backlogs of I will call you back, that's why they actually shut the office down the other day, because there was no point in trying to deal with the new when they had so many people that had been waiting days to be gotten to. So I want you to think about the fact that if they're closing down, it feels like, oh my God, how can the company close down today but if they can't get to you, they're getting to the people that they haven't gotten to yet, and they will get to you. So one of the things I suggest is calling at 6 a.m. Pacific time, because they open at 7. That would be, they are opening at 7 now, actually centrally. So you actually could call 5 o'clock a.m. and get up and be the first person. Even if you're in a queue, take the call back, because you'll be one of the first in the day to get the call back. Okay, so that's something. And thinking about the dinosaur computer that we've had for all of these years and the hundreds of thousands of pieces of data that have to be moved with millions of customers around the world. This is happening globally. So there's issues with currency, there's issues with different products, there's difference with currency, different products. Those are the two main things that they have to account for, right? And so there's little pieces of data that are being migrated in that don't even fit from the old system to the new system. So some of you may be asking, well, then why didn't they wait? Why didn't they keep up one part so we could get back to our virtual office? They couldn't. If they were going to migrate information out of our virtual office, there was no way for them to leave it there for us to use. And at some point in time, they were going to have to do what they're doing now. So Travis, who, by the way, I implicitly trust. How many of you just were at conference and this is the real deal? This is our new Jay Martin. And, you know, we couldn't have loved Jay more than we loved for those of the people that were around to be with Jay on any kind of a personal level. I just see so much of Jay in Travis. And he's also working overtime as well as all the other people in IT. And so think about this. We're in the middle of a flight when things are going wrong. You can't land the plane. You have to fix it while you're flying. And basically that's kind of what's going on. So some things there. I talked about the emails. One thing is, I just want to remind all of you, I know you've heard it, but I don't think this can be said enough. If you are going to create a cart, if you think you're supposed to go to your juiceplus.com and log in, raise your hands if that's how you think you create a cart. You go to your juiceplus.com and log in. Yeah, good. Nobody raised their hand, which is perfect. That is not what you're going to do. Do not log in to your juiceplus.com website, because when you get down to the share the cart, it's going to ask you for your email. And that's going to connect you right up. So you do not log in. That's what causes problems. So you just go to juiceplus.com, put the cart together. And remember, all carts can be generic. So you could go through each product that we have, create the link, send it to yourself, and then you'll never have to actually go into juiceplus.com, save them in your notes. You know, red and green, trio, quad with shake, quad without shake. If you do all the combinations and you put it, and it's going to take you a while, but once you've done it, or do it as you get customers and save that link and then put it in, you'll never have to go back to juiceplus.com again. You'll simply send the link you've saved because they're all generic, except one. Anybody know what the one that is not generic, that you have to do each separate time? Yeah, Nancy.
Healthy starts.
Healthy starts. And you knew that too, Kirsten. I know, and I saw you. I know.
We all knew it.
I know. So that's the only one that you can ever be generic. You have to do that each and every time separately. One thing that I want to share with you is where to find something here. Share screen, desktop, share, and then hopefully it's over here, boards. Okay, I want to share with you somewhere on the boards app. So if you go to your boards app and you go to the heat team, some of you have different boards. I am looking at our heat team because, as you know, some people that have boards for free can only have either 1 or 3. I forget which is board, which means that you know, see all these different boards I have, and every time somebody makes a change, it's updated and I can see it. But if you're wanting this for free, I'm taking that information and I am plugging it in as a folder on our boards so that people that do not want to pay for boards will not have to. They'll be able to hopefully find it here, which is not always easy. We know that to be true too. But what I wanted to tell you is I am looking at, let's see, we'll go back. This is the heat team first page, and it looks the same on your phone. And then I'm going to go to what's new. And then I'm going to go to digital transformation. And I always try to put the newest stuff I add in the top right corner. And I am planning on cleaning up a lot of the old stuff and getting rid of all the stuff that no longer makes any sense. That's going to take a while for me to do as well, but I'm just letting you know that. So now then you go to digital transformation, and right here, Cliff Notes page on everything you need to know. Top right corner. So I'm going to open it up for you. And then I'm going to click on it. And here it is. Everything you need to know about the new system and where to go is all right here. How to do shared carts, how to do healthy shared carts, how to get into your juiceplus.com accounts. Everything is right here. And you can click on all of these. Let's just do landing page. And it's an explanation of your landing page. It doesn't take you to it, but it's an explanation. And you can scroll down, there's videos that are teaching you all kinds of things right here. So this is a page to concentrate on, and there's a lot. So some of you may look at this and it goes on and it goes on and it goes on. Anybody of you feeling overwhelmed? Anybody have a suggestion for what to do if you're feeling overwhelmed? Leslie, what would you tell a partner of yours who said, oh my God, I opened that up, Leslie, and there's way too much information. What would you tell them to do, Leslie?
Take a deep breath.
Mhm.
Yeah, and then just kind of look for what your specific need is at that moment and just look at that. Don't read every single thing.
Perfect. I would not have said that. I like what you said better than I was going to say, is just go down slowly and do, a little bit at a time. Just do a little bit at a time. But I love, find the thing that's specific. You want to know how to work your back office? Click on that. Okay. So this is available there. I'm going to do a stop share because I'm not going to go through all this. So we're back. I just wanted to make sure that you knew about that. And then, really important, you may have heard this already, but don't duplicate yourself with corporate and your problems. So let's say you've called about a specific customer and you did the callback. But now you decide, I'm going to email it too to see if I can get quicker response. Don't do that, because if they call you back, then they get the email that says there's a problem, and now they're dealing with a problem that you've already solved. So choose whether you're going to email or whether you're going to call, and stick to that plan, because it just backs up the system. And you can imagine, I just heard today it's worse than it is here in Europe. I don't know how it could be worse, but that's what I was told. Nothing is working on their end, apparently, in Europe. So again, being grateful for what is working. And the most important thing for us is the juiceplus.com part to get customers. Heidi, were you going to say something or no?
I was just going to think, I was just had a thought as to why I thought it might be worse in Europe. And it's probably because of all, I mean, what makes sense to me is the different languages.
Yes.
But
No, that's true. So if you're selling, it's not just the languages, it's the currency. So if you're in Germany and you're likely to have customers in Italy, France, and Spain, you're more likely to have customers in more countries if you're in Europe than you are here. And it's that.
Well, the currency in Europe
translation.
is the same except for England. So that
Yeah,
probably
that's
wouldn't
true.
be an issue because that is Euro. But
Yeah.
but the languages I can imagine being a big
Yeah.
deal.
So anyway, that's something to consider. And then what I would love for us all to be is, we are in the middle of a storm. Be the calm in the storm. You got a storm going on in Florida. Be the calm in the middle of the storm, which means that you get to regulate your nervous system. Do you remember we did one of those on tips and tools, how to regulate your nervous system? Take at least 6 minutes of breath work. They say motion. They say sound, like music or oming, exercise, cold water, splashing cold water on your face, putting cold water all over your body. Those are some things to regulate your nervous system. But one of the things I think that's like Jeff Roberti and so many people say this, is use the obstacle to learn how to do something new, learn the obstacle to create resilience in yourself, go through that obstacle. This is the time of a life of a gift to all of us to learn how to be resilient and get through a storm. And if you can get through this and really do it calmly and having those customers yell at you and have a problem with you, but you can keep your cool and be the flight attendant. This is just preparation for another thing in your life that's bigger than IT. Think about this. You know, we went through a pandemic a few years ago. People lost lives. People were really sick. People couldn't communicate with people in hospitals. We just can't take good care of our customers right now. That's it. That's the only thing that's the hardest thing. And if we assure them over and over again, this is a company that in my experience, 34 years, has always made things right. And if you can really relay that to your customer, maybe they're still going to be angry because, you know, they got charged double. And for that particular person, that's a lot of money out of their account. So they're concerned. Let them know that you're working on trying to help them out. Tell them how to log in to their customer. I mean, how to, for them to either call the Juice Plus company early in the morning, do a call back, or email and let them know. Does anybody here can tell me where you would go for support? What's the, just say it. If you know the website, the email address for support. I know it by heart now. I'm sure a lot of you do. Anybody want to say what it is?
Support@juiceplus.com.
Support@juiceplus.com. How about the one for customers? Anybody know that by heart?
Customercare@juiceplus.com.
Customercare@juiceplus.com. Give them the email address. I've also heard that it's actually a little bit better, I don't know why, to use support@juiceplus.com over customer care. I don't know if that's true, but that's what I've heard through the grapevine. So, oh, one thing I want to share is, you know, when we talk about the company making things right, I want to just go over this for a second, share. Not this. This I'm done with. I want to go over, oh, it's under here. This. Okay. How many of you are familiar with this? So this is our company making things right for us. Whoops, right now. Stop. Oh, get back here. See if I can make this bigger. Okay. So what the Juice Plus company is, because things are so screwed up right now in terms of getting your customers on board and using numbers for qualifying, they have now said that they're going to ensure that 80% of your average earnings for the last 3 months will apply in the month of September. So if you've dropped customers off or orders didn't go through and it's affecting your qualification, this is what the company is doing for everybody across the board. So we've got, it says, if your September earnings fall below 80% of the average from the previous 3 months, June, July, and August, not to worry. We'll adjust your September earnings to make sure it meets the 80% minimum. What you need to do is maintain an active recurring order, which I'm assuming everybody here has, achieve at least 300 PV in new orders this September. Now that could be a minor concern because if the orders aren't going through, I don't know how they can do that. So we'll have to figure that one out. Sign up a new partner with an order of 300 PV. Okay, so PB and POB, if you achieve this for at least 2 out of 3 months, June, July, or August, you'll be automatically qualified. Okay, does that make sense to everybody? But who does this? What company offers this to its people? Because there's so many problems. Okay, so stop share. And then I want to remind you, I've been saying this for years when people got upset about anything in Juice Plus. Thank God we are not brain surgeons or heart surgeons. Nobody's lives imminently depend on us right this moment, right? I mean, that's really important to think about. Now, do we think lives matter in terms of Juice Plus, that we are saving lives? Yes, but that's not what I'm saying in this moment. And then, looks like Beth, you had a question. Do you want me to just look at the chat? Yeah, that's true. One of the complaints is time it takes to receive an order. And that's absolutely true. And that's what's happening. And part of it is because sometime in the middle of September, a bunch of orders didn't go out. I think, Carrie, you had that experience, right? And they've since corrected it. But there's a backlog of orders that haven't even gone out. So things are taking even longer to leave the warehouse. Heidi.
So I'm glad that that came up. There's a couple of thoughts that I have, but the first one is, I'm not going to say the name, but a sideline buddy, I was chatting with her about an event. She happened to bring up, she's actually not even placing orders this month because she's so afraid of the amount of time it's taking. I thought, wow, big mistake. Like, I'm still sharing like I always do, because well, first of all, another company went bankrupt today. A company that's been around for years. I can
What
say
company?
the name, Tupperware.
Oh my God. Tupperware?
And so all I feel is just huge, immense gratitude for the fact that, yes, we're in rocky waters, we're in stormy waters right now, but the calm is going to be here in October, and everything is going to be so much better. The other thought that I have is I haven't had any issues with any of my customers, and I think it's because I've been so transparent with how rough this transition has been, and just really asking them for grace and explaining that this is a global transfer. It's hundreds of thousands of partners plus millions of customers, and from 30 plus years.
Yeah.
And when I've been explaining that to people, they get it. They understand, and their guard drops.
Yeah.
And they are a lot more understanding.
And I must say, in August, our company warned us to make a list, go in and download all of our customers and when their next shipment was, so that in August, if somebody didn't want, you could call all your customers that you knew things were shipping or not, and you could let them know, did they still want it? Did they not? We had a gap that we could have buffered a lot of the problems that are going on. And I just have to say, a lot of people didn't download those, what do you call them? The reports.
The reports. I did download those reports. One of the problems that I've had is people that have stopped their shipment, and they didn't, like, one of them wasn't due to go out until February, and it was shipped. And so
they actually did stop it. It was stopped.
It was stopped. It was put on hold till February.
Yeah.
And it's still shipped.
And that did happen. So yes, that's nobody's fault. But anyway, I'm just saying the company did give us a little bit of a warning all of August. Make sure you know who's supposed to ship, who doesn't want to ship in September, and make sure email addresses are correct. So just saying that they did warn us. So before I go on to just one last little announcement, which has nothing to do with any of this, anybody have any questions or anything they want to get off their chest or their mind, or their just heads are popping off and they can't stand it?
Well, I was just going to say, when I look in the back office, I did have a customer who part of her family's in California and she's here in Arizona, and she had different email addresses for everybody. So I did change them prior to this.
Yep.
But when I go into my back office, in one place, it has the old email addresses. And in another, it has the new email addresses. And nowhere does it have her Arizona physical address.
Yeah.
So it's just, I just keep finding little things here and there. And it's like, what's my surprise going to be tomorrow?
Yeah, that's a great attitude. What's my surprise and what am I going to have to take care of tomorrow? So it looks like we got a new shipment of gummy samples that should have been a second payment, not a new shipment. So yes, those things are happening. You just, either email the company right away with all the information or do the call back. It's going to be a process. And my prayer is that by October, it will be fixed. I'm not counting on it, at least not by the 1st of October. I'm going to be honest. I think it's going to be more like October 15th.
Hey,
If
Nikki,
we're lucky. Heidi.
that was my
This is
question.
Carolyn.
If you had a timing that they're anticipating it be fixed.
What's that, Beth?
I was curious, that was my question I was about to ask was, did they have a sense of timing when
They're not saying anything. I think they are shocked at how long they did not expect this. Bill Baker, who has done this with other companies, but they've not been global. this is different than he expected. He's sleeping, according to the conference, he's sleeping in his office, you know, because he's working 18-hour days. It's crazy trying to get this. I mean, they are so dedicated to trying to make this right for us. So that's something to look at as well.
That was my gratitude, was the people try to finish this up and get it.
Yeah, that's a great gratitude, Beth. So
Nikki, I have a
anything else?
suggestion. This is Carolyn. I
Oh,
have a
yay. Hi, Carolyn.
Hi. Since this was tips and tools, did you show the hub yet about where all our information is? I know you
No.
showed your boards.
No, but I can.
Yeah,
If you
that would
guys
be
want me to
important
do
because not
that,
everybody has boards.
sure. Let's do a quick look right here. Let's do share. That was great. And let me go here, and then I'm gonna go to hub.juiceplus.com. Is that it?
Yes.
Thank you. I have it someplace else automatic, but it's
I
not.
see it on your browser right there.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, right next to boards.
Oh, you do. Great. I did put it there. Thank you very much. And then I'm going to log in. Oh, no, this is not.
Oh, hub.
I knew I didn't have
Wrong
it.
hub.
No, I didn't think I had it. And I thought, oh, maybe I do have it. So let's try, there it is.
If you
I
want
love that you can also find it in your back office as
Yeah,
well.
I like that
That's
too.
awesome.
if you want to make your screen bigger too.
Hold on, let me get there. Okay, we're there. So if you go into the hub and if you want any information on any of the guides or anything around this new digital stuff, where you're going to go is to resources. Unless Carolyn, if you do it differently.
It's
let me
scrolling
know.
across the top. It's the first scroll that usually comes up. If you want to hit the back button, it just did a couple screens. That's what I would do because it takes you right to one more. Just click here and it goes
Okay.
past all the states and everything.
Okay, so I do it a little differently. I just go to resources and then I put in this, but that's fine. This
Okay.
is it. So this
Yeah.
is all the different possible videos, and you can tell the difference between this is a PDF, this is a video.
And then just one thing, normally you just jump right on it. It's a little tiny, you know, like how to share a carton, like new customer order there, number 9, but
Yep.
they expanded it if you want. So instead of number 9, if you want to scroll down, I know they're not in order.
Yep.
Instead of number 9, there's load more at the bottom, and those are new expanded sharing, I guess with sharing cart. I don't know why I said number 9, but if you want to learn how to share a cart, up above they had share a cart, but now they said expanded share a cart because
Right.
they knew a couple of those extra steps that you shared in the beginning are listed there, but those are, if you want to just click on one so that people can see. What's nice about it is, you know, you could share, you can, on the phone, it shows you could share this with somebody. But this is step-by-steps when people are asking you all the time how to do something.
Right.
If they
I'll
don't,
tell you, the one thing that I love about the thing that's on boards right now is it's one page for
Yeah.
everything. It's like a tutorial about everything you could imagine, from back office to juiceplus.com to everything. So
awesome.
here you're not having to go from one subject to another, and it's done really well. But if you don't have boards, this is all where they're getting that information from. It's just that a field person has put it together, and I think they've put it together in a really easy way.
Yeah.
So, but it's all right here. Thanks. Carolyn, do you want me to do anything else?
No,
Okay, so I will stop share. Thank you, Carolyn, for doing that, because that's really important for those of you that don't have boards. And then the last thing, any other questions about digital anything? Not that I know it all, because I hardly know anything. I can go all over that back office, but when I'm looking for something, honestly, I still can't find what I'm specifically looking for. So, but what I wanted to tell, yeah, Heidi?
I just had a suggestion for any frustration that happens moving forward. Just talk to more people.
Yes, yes. When in
Get
doubt,
yourself out of the frustration by talking to more people.
get in action. That is the ticket for just about everything. So talking about tickets, that's the ticket. Phoenix, San Diego, March of 2025. They originally planned that as a leadership conference. So when you go to Juice Plus Live, it says, I think it still says leadership. It is not a leadership conference. The field told corporate, we don't want a leadership conference. We want everybody and anybody to get there. However, it's a much smaller venue. It's 2,800 people. It maxes out. We had way more than that in Phoenix. If you have not bought your ticket for San Diego, I suggest that you do. And if you end up not being able to go, I can't imagine you wouldn't be able to sell it. It's 2,800 people. That's it. That's all that's it. And it's at the hotel. It's at the Hyatt Grand Marshal or whatever it's called. I can't remember the name of it. It's on your Juice Plus Live app. That's where the convention is actually being held, in the hotel. Now, some of us have talked about maybe doing an Airbnb to make prices a little bit lower, but I'm going to be very honest with you. As a PMD, I am going to stay where the Juice Plus company wants us to be, because I feel like that's how I can support the company. But if, you know, it's not cheap to be at the Hyatt. It's like $329 a night. So if you decide that you want to do some kind of an Airbnb and you want to get together as a group and do one, I'm not telling on anybody, but I know I will be staying at the Hyatt. So just a heads up. So any other, you got to get your tickets, guys. It's going to sell out. There's no doubt. Beth.
I have two questions. One
Okay.
based on the San Diego conference. I think I heard this correctly. You said it's open to everyone. They're not just doing leadership this year.
Open to everyone.
And then the second question is,
So ignore, when you go to Juice Plus Live, it's going to say leadership. Ignore that. That's
Yeah.
not true. Okay.
and then the second piece, the second part of my question, totally not related to that. But like when a partner used to, when they wouldn't renew, they would roll up to me as a customer. But
Yes.
I'm not seeing that anymore on my back office. So does my, like, for instance, my son is a partner slot, didn't renew. Now a customer, I guess, if he didn't renew, right?
Right.
He still has to go in. So I'm just answering my question as I'm
Yes,
saying.
he
that.
should,
So
you
he has
should be
to go in
seeing
and-
him as a customer. And if he had any customers, you should be seeing them.
Okay,
If you're not,
I'm
make a
hoping-
note of it,
yeah.
and you'll
I'm
have
still
to,
seeing him under him as a partner, and he's not even a partner.
okay.
I have a couple.
So the
people like
partner
that.
would roll up to you and your son
Yeah.
would just become your customer.
Right.
Okay. All right, everybody. Thank you for jumping on tonight. I hope that this was helpful. I just think hearing it over and over again, does it help some of you? Because some of you have heard a lot of this, but I felt like it's still going on. Yeah, thanks, Kirsten. I think it's really important that we definitely recognize the elephant in the room. Heidi.
So Carolyn had a question in the chat. What time does it start? Well, Carolyn, I just went to JP Live and it says for Thursday, event is still to be determined, but Friday starts at 9 a.m. till 4 like usual, and Saturday is 9 till noon.
So I asked that question because if we want to book our flights or get our hotels, we don't know. Nikki, I can tell you, I've wrote events several times about this and they always say, we have no idea.
If
And
you will
Jason,
text me,
yeah.
Carolyn, if you'll text me to ask that on the 100 Club chat, I'll ask that there.
Good to know, thank you.
And sometimes we don't get responses there because all of us are asking so many questions that my question gets lost at the top with the 10 questions after it. But I can keep asking because that is a really important to know what time it's starting on Thursday, to know what to come in. Do you come in Thursday morning or do you come in Wednesday night? So. All right, everybody. Big love to
Thank you
all
so
of you.
much.
Have a great
Thanks
week.
so much, Nikki. Super
Thank
helpful
you.
to hear it
Good, I
all
hope
again.
so.
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you.